Okay, I think we should be live now. Just gonna make sure the audio works. I'm gonna set it up in Discord, and then we will start. Just gonna make sure the audio works. I'm gonna set it up in Discord, and then we will start. Okay, the audio does sound good. Almost ready to start. Gonna do weeks 2 and 3 today. The week 2 game is us and the Dolphins, and then week 3, I believe, is the Chargers and the Steamers. My nose is like super congested now. I have no clue why. It was good like 3 minutes ago. But hello all, so we will be starting with week 2. I love how Phil Chippendale is a breakout challenge, but we can't do it because I don't do breakout challenges. It wouldn't be fair for me just to do it for me. But imagine if we did do it and Chip move up to X Factor. That'd be pretty cool. But alrighty, hello everybody. RSV, Jax, Boomy, Apple, what's good people? Siri, give me a number between 1 and 2. Siri has selected 2, so that means we'll use her for Dolphins, which is fitting because RSV just does have a jersey request. Alright, so RSV is requested for the Home Alternate Classics, aka by far the Dolphins' best jerseys. Dolphins do have cool jerseys in general, but these are beautiful. Looking at the Superstars and Superstar X Factors, for us, we got Myles Garrett, Josh Jacobs, Shaq Barrett, and Christian Kirk. For the Dolphins, Joey Bosa and Riley Painter. This is a big game for Painter. He was disappointing in week 1. I'm curious to see what he does. Superstars, we got Juju, Devin White, Marlon Humphrey, Eddie Jackson, Harold Landry, Phil Chippendale, Johnny Hacker, Jeff Okuda, Sean Murphy-Bunting, DeAndre Harris, Bobby Okereke, and Xavier Cheeks. Can't wait for MLB The Show 21. I am with you, Apple. The wait is almost done. 2 more days, for me at least. Keep forgetting you do jerseys this way. Yeah, I know FG always does the home team. Which is a good way of doing it, but Siri's goated, so... Could have watched Colts and Diablos. We could have, but I don't think people wanted to see Diablos for both games. Although I wouldn't have minded personally. I'd love to see my team twice, but I understand that people wouldn't want that. Although Colts and Diablos would be a good game for sure. You take it those 2 L. Who do you guys play again? I know one of your games is Detroit. I forget your other game. What games are we watching? Obviously, we're starting with the Diablos and Dolphins, as you can tell, and then the second game is the Chargers and the Steamers. See what Marlon Humphrey and Cheeks can do, the former Ravens. Humphrey and Cheeks are going to make you regret trading them to me, but thank you. Team reveals in 20 minutes, cool beans. Show watch Lions and Thunderbirds. That was one of the first games that missed the cut, I think. That wouldn't have been a bad choice, but we did watch Toronto in week 1. So, I don't feel overly bad. Should have watched Rams and Caps. I kind of wanted to see that game. Although, obviously, yeah, that game was a week 2, right? Obviously, I'm excited to see my team here, and I'm curious to see what the Dolphins do. But for Rams Caps, that would have been a good game. I know we saw Columbus in week 1. But I would have been curious to see the Rams and see Keith Priolio, see what he can do in a watch game. Colts Diablos was the best game of both weeks. I'd say that's fair. So here is the offense, led by AFC Offensive Player of the Week, Phil Chippendale, who started his sophomore season with a 4-touchdown performance. Lions in Orlando. Okay, you guys should go 2-0. The Lions aren't great. That was bad. I thought that was going to be intercepted. Who ended up being your kicker? The guy you signed. I forget who it was, but the player who you wanted to sign, that's who your kicker is. Week 4 should be Cougars-Ravens. That game will definitely be on the poll. That's a good game. Obviously, AFC North implications. I mean, there aren't a ton of playoff implications considering we're very early into the season. But those are probably the two best teams in the AFC North. Mainly because the AFC North sucks, but... Did I skip betting this? No, I just forgot. I lost track of time. Otherwise, I would have. Oh, what a punt from Johnny Hecker. I thought it was going to roll a little bit longer, but it still goes to the 7. I mean, it's also not like I did well in Week 1 betting. I mean, to be fair, pretty much no one did. But I probably would have did bad again. I don't know. So here is Riley Painter, who... He has a big season in front of him. He has a lot of expectations. Obviously, his career has not started the way it was expected to. Now in his 3rd year, the Dolphins have supplied him some help on offense, including rookie running back Jose Morales. So we'll see if this is the year that Painter breaks out. His Week 1 performance wasn't overly encouraging, but there's still 15 games left. Oh, it's a fumble in the end zone, and it's picked up by the Diablos for a touchdown. Well, okay, that's one way to start it off on defense. The offense was what won us the game in Week 1. I forget how many points we allowed, but it wasn't a small number. Who got that strip sack? I wasn't even looking. It was Garrett. Myles Garrett with the strip sack from the touchdown. It is still very annoying not having names at the end of these jerseys. Lovely, indeed. You had an eye appointment, you have 20/20 vision. I'm with you. My family has like such bad vision, and I was given great vision. I have no clue why that was. I'm not complaining. But I don't know how I got so lucky. Sadness. Yeah, I mean, assuming it'll be us and the Colts up there towards the AFC, yeah, you guys probably should be rooting for the Dolphins, so this is sadness for you. All right, so the Dolphins' offense returns with not as bad of field position. Johnny Hecker's punt turned into a strip sack in the end zone. Even if Painter would have fumbled it, it would have been a safety. So that punt ended up being a big deal. I'm curious what Jose Morales does in this game. He was a top 5 pick by the Dolphins, who have not really had a great running back, but maybe he's the guy. As Javon Kinlaw is hurt, yay. They only show him on the sideline, so that means he's fine. Second and 9. Painter with a nice strike up the middle. Goals to make the playoffs, hopefully. I'd say that's a fair goal. I mean, I think Aaron Rodgers is good enough in sim to where that's possible, as well as Justin Herbert. I mean, you have options at quarterback now. Last year it was Drew Lock, who wasn't great. But this year, I mean, you have a choice. I obviously would have stayed at 3 and picked the Canadian, and it's clear that the Canadian is quite good, considering Keith was an 80. But, I mean, Herbert is higher than him, I guess, for the immediate future. And Aaron Rodgers, of course, is a bad man. Your goal is for EA not to screw you. That's a challenging goal for you, because we know EA likes to do that. Have this 88 overall Broncos team go 8-8. Oof. With good receivers, yeah, your receiving core is definitely a lot better. Imagine if you still had Drake Hendrick, though. Those guys that you have currently with him, that would be nasty. Make sure to put in the Colts Caps trade after this week, yes. Third and 6 for the Dolphins. They're in like fringe field goal range, and now they don't really have to worry about that because they get the first. Into the hands of Mark Andrews. Grade that trade first. Is that supposed to say first? All right, let me take a look at it. So it's the Phil Riddle trade. I want to see Phil Riddle start. I don't think he'll get that opportunity in Columbus, though. All right, it was Riddle, McTevin Agam, and Robbie Anderson for a 4, Bitonio, and a 5. That's a weird trade. I think it's fine for both sides. I don't really see a major issue with it. Yeah, that's like a decent trade for both sides. But like nothing outlandish. I guess a B grade for both. Riddle's probably going to start for you next year. What happens if Wentz? I mean, the man's won the MVP last year. And sucked in the playoff game. Nice drive and nice touchdown for Jose Morales. I think this is his first. It is his first. There you go. So the Dolphins, after allowing a defensive touchdown on their first drive, they knew they had to do something. That's what they do. A nice drive resulting in a touchdown. Third string quarterback, second string tight end, fourth string receiver. Yeah, if you put it that way, that looks like quite good for you. I thought McTevin Agam was a starter for some reason, but I guess not. Yeah, you have Epineza and Omenahu, so yeah, he's not a starter. Wentz can be a clipboard holder in Toronto. What if Wentz outplays Mahomes? I mean, Wentz won the MVP. Wentz finished at our first place vote. Mahomes finished last. You want Mahomes to start today? Ooh, I forgot about that. Good catch. I'll flip that. I'm curious to see how Mahomes does. See if he's better or worse than Goff. Because Goff isn't bad in this league. That, again, should have been intercepted. But Dolphins have already dropped multiple interceptions today. I mean, Phil has not thrown a ton of interceptions, really, since early last year. But he's had a few questionable throws today. Apple traded his backups and mid-round picks for a borderline elite guard and draft picks. Albeit day 3 picks, but still a 4 and a 5 is nice. Chestnut checkers. Have we ran the ball yet today? I don't think we have. Can we please give Josh the ball? No. Okay, well that works too. And that's going to be a face mask. Yeah, that looks like a face mask animation. It was a late flag, so. But can we give Josh the ball? That was on Isaiah Drummond. That'll move us to the 30. How fast are we gonna? We're gonna start to go a little bit faster. This is usually like the stage in the Madden cycle where I speed things up because I want to get 3 more seasons done. And I know that seems like a lot considering we've only done 2, but we were able to do it last year. Like I think we started season 3 around this time last year. I don't remember exactly when. It might have been later than this, but I was able to get 3 seasons done in about 4 months' time. And I don't need to end, like, if we're still in the last year and Madden 22 comes out, that's fine. Like, I'm okay with a little bit of an overlap. We don't need to start OFL the day Madden 22 comes out. Need wide receiver and D-line badly, and you got Phil Riddle as an added bonus. I wonder what Riddle would do on, like, a non-super team. Like, last year, or not last year, the year he was a starter, the year he was a starter on New England, obviously the roster was really good. But Phil led them to the Super Bowl. If you look at it, like, the year after, they had Kaepernick and they won, like, 5 games. So maybe Phil is really good. Speaking of a different starting quarterback named Phil Chippendale is 6 for 9. Nice. First and goal from the 3. Can we punch it in? Will Jacobs get the ball? He does. And he does not get in. Power running, like, goal line running in this game is just, like, so blah. I don't know. I feel like it should work more often than it should. There we go. Jacobs into the end zone for a touchdown. The day Madden 22 drops is the fantasy draft. Yeah, that would be that would be a little bit wild. But usually I like to do it at least a few weeks after the game is out, maybe longer. Diablos, we're stacked on both sides. But we have a lot of tough contract decisions in the next few years, so I think we don't have as many big free agents this year as I thought. I know Christian Kirk is. Who else would be? I don't think Shaq Barrett would, but maybe. Maybe Devin White. Probably like Javon Kinlaw, Jonathan. I mean, there are some good players. Jonathan Allen. Probably a lot of our offensive linemen. And we re-signed our big guys last year. So I might end up regretting that. Unless I trade them. Take my expensive players, please. Here's Jose Morales has had a nice game. I'm impressed. Usually rookie running backs don't do all that well in sim. We're watched. I understand we're only one quarter into this game, but Morales is not looking too bad. And he's actually getting the ball, unlike Jacobs. That was a late flag. That's probably a face mask. No, it's a hold. On Joe Reed. Kind of plan on selling pieces the offseason to avoid losing players for nothing. I'm kind of in the same way. Like, you actually have to pay a quarterback soon. I don't really have to worry about that. Since Phil is in his second year, and we're doing 3 years, that's convenient because that's when his rookie contract is done. So, we're lucky. You, not so much, because you have Mahomes. Plans for each round of the fantasy draft. Thanks for telling your plans. We're going to write those down. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I don't... Oh, look at Morales! But yeah, I don't make fantasy draft plans usually until, like, I don't know, a few days prior. I wonder if Madden 22's, like, sim engine is going to be any different. Like, going into this year, obviously there weren't a ton of franchise changes. It was pretty predictable which players were going to be really good again. Myles Garrett's going to get 15-plus sacks per season, like usual, which is why I picked him. But I don't know. I don't know if it'll be more random. I wish it was a little bit more random for, like, pass rushers. Like, Myles Garrett, as good as he is, he's not getting 15-plus sacks every year. As Bobby Okereke is hurt. Yay! He's only on the sideline, so that's good. No reason why you got Phil is you didn't want to pay Wentz. Interesting. Would Wentz be a free agent after this year? Probably not. But I guess he would be the following year. Like Darius Slay, for example, in the words of Larry Dolan, enjoy him! I'll take Slay. I don't need Slay, but I'll take him. Taking a quarterback no matter what, taking Trevor if needed. I wonder if they're going to give Trevor X Factor, because they never give rookie quarterbacks the highest depth traits. They've never done it, at least within like the past 5 years. But if they're going to give it to anyone, you got to give it to Trevor. And I wonder how high Trevor's going to go in fantasy drafts. I would imagine he's probably going to be like a top 10 or 15 pick. I would think. I mean, 21-year-old, probably 80 overall quarterback, probably with X Factor. Fins are getting close. It's a toss for Morales. He has 2 touchdowns in the first half. Have yourself a game, Jose Morales. He is looking like a top 5 pick. Painter has not had to do a whole lot. And the Dolphins' offense has still been good other than the turnover. Trevor loves Slay being on your team, but you're not paying an aging corner. Well, I don't blame you. And you have other corners to pay, like Denzel Ward. Morales is indeed looking good. I was not expecting him to play this well. The Dolphins have outgained us by 100 yards. I mean, one of our touchdowns is on defense, so that's not like a total surprise, but I mean, we have not really tried to run the ball. Good to see a nice run here. Man, both teams are getting killed by injuries today. Jeez. AJ Terrell's now hurt from the Dolphins. Trevor's gone. Kyler Ribeiro. Thanks for this much-needed intel. I'm totally going to remember this come September. Ward might also be traded. Thunderbirds are really having a full-on fire sale. But these next two off seasons, with all the talent entering free agency, it's going to be hectic and it's going to be fun. I'm excited for these next two off seasons. Look at Hawkinson with a nice move. Okay, Phil started off slow, but now he's starting to pick it up. This is the Phil Chippendale we had for the end of last year. Roughly what overall will be like the top free agent? Probably low 90s, if I were to guess. I mean, Christian Kirk is an 89. I don't know if I'm going to pay him, but I don't want to lose him for nothing. So who knows? Maybe I'll trade him. That actually might not be a bad idea. Want to win this year because he may have overpaid some guys? Yeah, some teams were a little bit more aggressive this year, like you, which I guess helps winning for this year, but it might not help for the long term. But you might not have a quarterback to pay Apple, which is a pretty big deal. Because, I mean, if you go with Mahomes, you're not going to have to worry about him. And Goff, Goff would probably get a big deal. But if you go with Mahomes, he's going to be cheap. That's the advantage that these teams with rookie quarterbacks have, and user quarterbacks too. Yeah, top overall is going to be like 87 to 90, and then the following year it's going to be all the top fantasy draft picks. Now, obviously, they'll be able to get re-signed, but there are going to be like some legit superstars in there. And there are going to be some teams who are not going to be able to afford everybody. So, say a team like the Cardinals, who's not doing overly well cap space-wise, a lot of their top picks could go that year. If you want a big deal, you trade them. You have a fifth, a sixth, a Jameson Crowder. Yeah, how about no? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. Yeah, Christian now. So, I'm not going to do that. But Juju's a player who I would probably want to pay. And Deontay Harris is locked up. Whether I keep him or not is one thing. That kind of makes Christian Kirk like the odd man out. I don't know. Which games are we watching? Obviously, we're watching this game. And then the second game is your game against the Chargers. Goal is to win a ship this year. Well, that's a big goal, but I'd say better. You have a better chance than most of the league. Ahem, Texans. Paying Bryan Edwards 100. Well, Bryan Edwards had a darn good first game. Give the man credit. He had like 100 yards and a touchdown. You're gonna steal. Well, I think we're all gonna try to steal Texan players. I mean, he already offloaded Aaron Jones. I wonder if he's gonna pay Russ. Don't they have like Jalen Hurts on their team as their backup? I think. That was dangerous and it worked. Okay, Painter is 10 of 11. I didn't realize he was doing that well. From the 46, short throw for Morales. Dolphins has not had to use a timeout yet. Right as I say that, they call time. Apple's a better chance than you. Yeah, I would probably agree with that because EA hates you, and Apple being in the AFC is less competition to make it. So I would probably agree with that, even if your roster is a little bit better. Painter under pressure. EA pocket awareness. In a nutshell, you don't have any picks to trade. And I guess since there's only 2 more off seasons, the only years of picks we can trade are this year and next year. I don't think. Oh my, what a catch! But yeah, since we're only doing 2 more off seasons, only this year's picks and next year's picks can be traded. You're 95% sure Naruto's not going to pay Russ. I would probably agree with that, but if there's anyone who's willing to overpay, it is Naruto. Wow, look at the clock. There's like 10 seconds. They still have time to run another play. Yeah, they have a timeout. A single second is left. Booby's out of draft picks. Except for the 2. Painter, end zone. That's a touchdown. A high-scoring first half. tied at 21. What a showing from both offenses. Slow start for both quarterbacks, but they were both pretty solid. Jose Morales with 2 touchdowns for the Fins. Who wants that second? I'll do it. The second, and DeAndre Hopkins for Christian Kirk. Who says no? Who starts with ball? I think they do. Yeah, because we started with the 3 and out. That was the only punt of the game, I think. Because then we had the defensive touchdown. And then after that, both offensives have just gone back and forth. Why do this? Well, oh, that's where Apple had to go. He said he would be right back. That makes a lot more sense now. Naruto's roster isn't very... Well, Naruto has some good players. Just doesn't know how to use them. I mean, Texas have made the playoffs the last 2 years. And they made it last year with a 60 overall quarterback. So... I think the Texans aren't as bad as people think. But I also think part of it's Naruto's being lucky, and his free agency this past year is going to bite him in the rear end soon. Especially if 2 strong teams in that division with the Colts and the Jags. I am on the Joe Burrow bandwagon. Yeah, Dolphins are on offense. Hopefully Burrow makes a full recovery. I mean, that kid is special. So, I mean, if the Bengals can get him the weapons and the offensive line help, that team, and if the Bengals don't get him their own way, that team is going to be real good. They're going to be real good. But it's the Bengals, so they'll probably bungle it. Soon Naruto's team is going to be filled with overpaid 30-year-old 78 overall running backs. Yup. That's Naruto. And 25-year-old 72 overall wide receivers making $150 million. Because Brian Edwards got 100 mil, but T. Higgins, he got like 100+ mil too. And this isn't real life T. Higgins. This is like mid-70s overall T. Higgins. Since he traded Burrow to an NFC team, you wouldn't be mad. I'm sure you wouldn't. Do we get a number 1 a punt? Oh my, what a punt! Down at the 1. Who is the Dolphins punter? Whoever he is, give that man a raise. The Bungles are going to kill Burrow if they're not careful. Yep. I mean, they don't have to go offensive line at 5, but they definitely need to use an early pick on an offensive lineman or 2. Because he is their golden goose.
Number 28, Josh Jacobs, the ball carrier. He was brought down by Malik Harrison. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 9-yard line.
Okay, KJ Hamler, nice game. Had 3 people watch your premiere. Cool. I think yesterday's premiere for me, when I did my team reveal, that might have been a record. I think I had like 25, 26 people in there. That might be a record for a premiere. I don't know. I don't know if that's a record, but it's definitely close. Penei, I don't think Penei Sewell's a must. I think he'd be a good pick there. I hope they don't pick him, because I would love him at 7. Give me one of Penei Sewell, Jamar Chase, or Kyle Pitts. I don't care that we have Hawkinson. I would be thrilled with any of those guys. But, I mean, if it's 3 quarterbacks in the top 3, whoever San Francisco picks, along with Trevor and Wilson, and then Sewell, Chase, and Pitts, that would probably be our worst-case scenario, because I just cannot see us going quarterback. I wouldn't be opposed to Fields or Lance at all. I'd be happy with them. But I just don't think we will. If those guys went, probably Waddle or Devontae Smith, I would think. And of course, a trade is always possible. I would love a trade back. Move us into the teams and give me Owusu Karamoa and a future first, and I will be happy going to sleep Thursday night of the draft. Hopefully use the 5th pick on a punter. I think Slater's going to be better, like, as a rookie, but Penei Sewell is so athletically gifted. He has such a high ceiling. I wouldn't be that mad if we picked Slater, but there are guys I would prefer, including Penei Sewell, which I think Penei Sewell to us at 7 is more realistic than people think. I mean, if he's on the board and we just want to go best player available, which is probably what we should do because we have a lot of holes, and I imagine Dan Campbell wants to build a physical football team, and that starts with the trenches. We have good players on the offensive line, but we don't have our long-term right tackle. Big V is not it. Tyrell Crosby, I love Tyrell Crosby, but he's probably not it either. Couldn't see it because we were busy playing Luigi's Mansion. Not sponsored. No, not this Thursday. The draft is in like 2 weeks. I meant the Thursday night of the draft. I probably should have said that better. But yeah, the draft is in about 2 weeks. 3rd and 6. Nice sack for Shaq Barrett. Barrett and Garrett have been busy today. Zaven Collins, JOK, or Javen Davis is not a Brown next year. You're going to flip. What if Micah Parsons drops at 26? I mean, that wouldn't happen, most likely. I mean, that's not the most unrealistic thing in the world. I don't think it would happen. But I suppose we've seen crazier. See the Lions picking a more Tony guy. I don't know. I just have a weird feeling we wouldn't pick one of those guys. I mean, it's possible. Obviously, we need playmakers. I know we've met with Kadarius Toney, which I'm not a huge Toney guy, but I wouldn't be mad at either of those guys in the 2nd round. There are 2nd round receivers I prefer, but I wouldn't be upset with those guys. But I don't know. I feel like we would try for more, like a more traditional outside receiver. I mean, if we pick one in the 1st round, then maybe not. But I think the exception would be like a Kyle Pitts. If we think Kyle Pitts is elite, then I think we should take him. But, I mean, Rondale Moore and Kadarius Toney aren't elite. They could be game changers, but they're not Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts in the 1st round is better value than I think those guys in the 2nd round. Which, I mean, that's kind of weird to say, because Kyle Pitts is a top 5 player. Kadarius Toney and Rondale Moore for me are 2nd round prospects. Better get some wide receiver. You know, right now, me and the Giants took all our receivers. I mean, you guys took 2 of them. I mean, Jamal Agnew doesn't really count as a receiver, but I mean, that's technically where he would have been listed. Detroit needs... Yes, we do not have a slot, really. But I don't know. I just can't really see us picking, like, a gadget player for where we are. It could happen, but I don't know. If Terrace Marshall's there in the 2nd round, I would run the card up to the commissioner if I could. Thank God Olave came back this season, so he won't get picked and ruined by Detroit. He could get ruined by Detroit next year. Your grandpa is also a Bronco fan just because of Peyton Manning. Well, I'm sorry he picked them because that... Well, I guess the Broncos aren't bad. Their quarterback's bad, but the rest of the team's not bad. How is Najee Harris slept on? Everyone thinks he's the best running back in the class. I wouldn't call that slept on. He's probably going to be a 1st rounder. He probably should be a 1st rounder. Oh my goodness, another one-a-punt. Down to the... That's like the 3rd one-a-punt in this game. My goodness. It's a battle of the punters now. Chuba is better. Chuba would be regarded as better a year ago. But he was not great this year, and Najee Harris was. Chuba would be a fine pick in like the 4th round, but must be on the wrong side of NFL Twitter. Yeah, Najee Harris is regarded by most people as the best running back in the class. Washington doesn't trade up for someone. Darrisaw would be an awesome pick at 19. If he falls, which is possible. He shouldn't. Detroit is... Yeah, Detroit's like right next to Canada. You should pick us. Because why not? They say he's a second round. I mean, what, a late first isn't that much of a difference from a second rounder. Yes, but Justin Fields slander needs to stop right now. It's getting out of hand. I feel like people are finding ways to hate him for no reason. I just don't get it. Justin Fields is an elite prospect. There are some questions, but the false narratives with him are kind of annoying me. I almost just want to mute Justin Fields on my Twitter feed just because I don't want to see the slander. It's getting out of hand. Besides Ingram and Henry, who's good for... Bama's like RBU. I mean, they always have NFL caliber running backs on the roster. I mean, Damian Harris isn't a star, but he was a good player in college. As like TJ Yeldon. I know it's a random example. Najee Harris, obviously. Eddie Lacy had a few good years. Fields is overrated. He's like Lamar. Well, if he's like Lamar, that means he's quite good. I mean, he's not exactly like Lamar. I mean, they're both mobile. They both have good arm talent. I mean, saying Lamar isn't a good quarterback isn't really true. I mean, he's not the best passer, but he's a top 10 quarterback. Maybe he's not a top 10 passer. Talk about Puka Williams. I don't disagree with that. Puka Williams was nice in Kansas. He'll be a nice day 3 pick somewhere. Lamar Jackson won an MVP. Can't get much better than that. Well, he probably shouldn't have won MVP that year. I mean, it's a travesty that Russell Wilson has 0 MVP votes in his career, but not to take anything away from Lamar, he was outstanding that season, and he was fine last year. Jose is so hard to tackle. We have missed so many tackles on him all day. I did not think he would play this well, but he has been really impressive. He looks like a top 5 pick. And the Dolphins are really moving it. Riley Painter, 20 of 24. 259 and a touchdown. He has played an efficient game today. I'm impressed. Lamar sucks at throwing. I wouldn't say he sucks. I mean, he's not the most consistent passer, but I wouldn't say he sucks. Can't be a top quarterback if you're supposed to throw and be good at it. Well, Taysom Hill has limited action, so that's why he has a better percentage. If Taysom Hill and Lamar Jackson threw 500 passes next year, Lamar's numbers would be better by a wide margin. Every major sports team needs a team with their team name as a color. Huh. See Detroit picking Davion Nixon around. I don't see Davion Nixon being on the board there. If he was, I'd be pretty happy about that pick. Everyone missed your previous message. Oof. You know how pissed I get when this dude takes a poop on our team? On Ohio State or the Browns? What a pass! What a dot! Riley Painter is launching them across the field, really ever since the first quarter where he was kind of quiet. You think Lamar is destroying the Ravens? Well, the Ravens don't have any elite receivers. Their offensive line wasn't great last year. And the best running back in Lamar's 3 years is an older Mark Ingram and now J.K. Dobbins. So, I don't think Lamar is destroying them. Oh, the Browns. Well, yeah, because the Browns historically suck. And I'm not going to say my team doesn't, because we suck as much. Do a sim league, but all 80-plus and young notable players are created. Not committed doing that much. Don't need another sim league. 3rd and 13, big conversion. Pissed how Lamar. Oh, how Lamar always does. Yeah. Literally and figuratively, because of Monday night game last year. No, okay. There's only 3 minutes left to go. I mean, Phil has to lead us down the field, and he is leading the charge nicely. We have it at the 35. Time isn't really an issue right now. It's just a matter of if we can score or not. And our offense has not been very good in the second half.
21 yards. First down, Diablos.
Phil going to take a shot for the end zone. Another drop pick. That was right in his hands. Phil has been so lucky today. I feel like we should be down by more than 7. Riley Painter's been better than Phil. And Jose Morales has been probably the best offensive player on the field. And their pass rush has been better. Bosa's made a big play. There's Ross Blacklock. Okay, we have 3 sacks and they have 2. Maybe not. But, I don't know. I feel like their offense has been a lot better than us. Did I turn the pass blocking? I did not actually touch the sliders. But, I mean, 3 sacks and 2 sacks is reasonable. The pass blocking's been good today. I think this has been a really good game. I think the sliders are at a good spot right now. But these are the same ones from week 1. I did not make any adjustments. Pick a fumble incoming, please, though. I mean, Phil has had, thrown, 4 dropped interceptions, so the Dolphins are almost bound to get one. Say if you want to see your expiring contracts at the end of the season. I mean, I wouldn't show that week 2. I mean, I can show that, later in the year. Another sack. Taylor and Bosa. 4th and 26. There's 30 seconds left. We just have to heave up a bomb. Phil going deep, and it's incomplete. We have all 3 timeouts, but I don't think we're going to stop Jose Morales. So it looks like we're going to get upset in week 2. A major prove-it game for the Dolphins, and they proved it. And now Jose Morales just has to choose some clock. We do have well, now we only have 2. But we could hypothetically get a stop. Heave of a Hail Mary. That's probably not going to happen. But a first down officially ends it. Okay. These teams get sacks, but your go-to D-line gets none. Yeah. Well, I mean, both our and the Dolphins' D-lines are quite good. 3rd and 7, he does not quite get it. So we're going to get, 1 shot for the end zone. See, Detroit picking JC or Eric Stokes in the 2nd round. Well, JC's not going out of the top 15. Stokes, I'd be fine with. I mean, corner isn't our biggest need, but the Rams have a strong history of, day 2 defensive backs, so I could totally see Brad Holmes doing that if there's a guy he likes. T2 Melfon, I could see that. I don't know about the 2nd round, but maybe. Chip needs an 81-yard bomb. 82 yards, I can't count. I mean, we saw the play last year in the playoffs. The Hail Mary with the Cardinals against Toronto. There you go, Nick. I'm going to remind you again. But that's a 1 in a bazillion shot. And Chip does not even get to throw it. What a 4th quarter for Joey Bosa. That is how this game ends. GG RSV. A big win for the Dolphins. We did not score in the 2nd half. Riley Painter and Jose Morales both definitely impressed me. Yeah, they outgained us by a lot. Wow. Oh, God, the Hail Marys, the flashbacks are coming back to you. Got to give RSC some false hope. Well, the AFC East is a weird division. I could see the Dolphins winning it. If Riley Painter plays like this more often, which he was really impressive today, Chip and Dale have a nice completion percentage. He was not at his best. He wasn't bad, but I wouldn't say he was good either. Jose Morales, 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was really good. Jacobs, I wish, got the ball more. Please sim with your team. No, I won't. I'm going to simulate with, I guess, the Dolphins, because that's who I'm currently on. Mark Andrews and TJ Hawkinson, the 2 tight ends, led their teams in yards and catches. Actually, no, Deontay Johnson led the Dolphins in yards, but Andrews led in catches. Kirk with a touchdown. Xavier Leslie had 1 for the Dolphins. Who had the other one? Mark Andrews. A lot of sacks, but nobody allowed more than one. Joey Bosa had 2.5. He was busy throughout the end portion of the game. Myles Garrett, 1.5. And there were no interceptions and then the fumble. Who forced it? Garrett, and it was picked up by Barrett. Garrett and Barrett, the dynamic duo. Wonder who can get Octi on the ground laughing first. That's a good question. What are my thoughts on Asante Samuel Jr. and Aaron Robinson? I think Samuel's underrated. I would be ecstatic with him in the second round. And Robinson, more of a slot guy. The UCF defensive back I'm more intrigued with is Tay Allen. But Robinson's a fine day 2 player. Don't worry, Apple. I did not forget. I did not mean press circle. Hey, Octi, guess what? What? Oh, who's injured? Ben Bredesen. Wow, what a loss. Octi never forgets except for the times he does, which is often. You're not wrong. Did you see Bengal? Yeah, I think the guy he interviewed was Tay Gowan. I didn't watch a ton of that. I was just curious to see who it was. And it was, I think it was Gowan. Now, he said. Eagles start the year off 0-2. I thought they'd be better. I mean, Arizona's a good team. And Arizona's 2-0. The Cardinals appear to be back. Alexei Smirnov, the Russian Rocket, is back in business. Not taking a break from what he did at the end of last year. Not even catching a sweat. Kamara had another nice game. Devontae Adams, 13 for $176 and 2. You better start at him in fantasy, kids. I mean, if you have him on your team, why wouldn't you start him? That's not really a tough decision to make. (31-10) win for Detroit. If it was, he's good. Yeah, Gowan, I feel like is one of the more underlooked players in the draft. People don't really talk about him because he didn't play last year. But he's the type of player I feel like we would pick in day 2. I don't know why. I just get that vibe. Niners beat the Bucks 27-23. San Francisco is now 2-0. Two of the better NFC teams. So is this a false hope that Husker is going to still go 9-7? Who is this Carl Tucker guy? He played really well in Week 1 for the Bucks. Tampa Bay's 0-2 now, by the way. Just realized. Nick, do scores right now, I dare you. Jackson loses to the Titans. Oh, okay, Tennessee. 489 yards of offense. This is the Teddy Bridgewater Madden loves so much. 382 yards and 3 touchdowns. I skipped the Red Kingdom. No, I didn't. We started with the Dolphins. That's D. Chiefs start with a C. I don't know who the Chiefs play, so that doesn't mean you guys are going to be last. Philip Lindsay in a nice game, 18 for 90 and a score. Jeremiah Harris for rookie, 5 for 171 and 2. Wow. Why was he not a first-round pick? The Jets lose to Dallas, 24 points in the fourth quarter for the Cowboys. Wow, okay. Nice performance for Matt Woodard. The Cowboys are 2-0. Interesting. Nobody ran the ball well. Galladay and Drake Hendrick with over 100 yards each. Yeah, Jeremiah Harris, I don't know if he has 99 speed, but I know it's very high. I'm pretty sure that's Harris. Toronto is 0-2. Nick called it. 27-24. 26 rushing yards. Good Lord. What happened to Aaron Jones? Mahomes played fine. Jameis played fine, too. Aaron Jones on 9 carries for 20 yards. Kareem Hunt had 4 carries for 5 yards. Ouch. That's a stinger. That's a stinger, all right. I mean, you have a backfield of Aaron Jones and Kareem Hunt. You cannot have 26 rushing yards as a team. Maybe 26 yards and a quarter. I mean, even that's not ideal. What is T.Y. Hilton's value in the OFL currently? I mean, he's probably, what, 33, 34 years old? Like an 85, but with X Factor. So, he has value. Maybe only for, like, probably 2 years, but he has value. Speaking of the Packers, they upset the Chargers despite a nice game from Isaiah Thomas, who we're going to be watching this week. Sam Darnold with 3 scores as well. Dalvin Cook with a nice performance. Vernon also scored. Darnell Vernon, everybody's favorite running back. Wow, Kasim Lamb, the undrafted rookie. Both undrafted rookies. Was Singleton picked? I think these guys were both undrafted. Because the Packers receiving core is terrible. Okay, then. Hello. Yeah, their only really good receiver is T.Y. Hilton. My goodness. Okay. Sam Darnold is turning these rejects into a bunch of winners. Alan Bluffington with an interception. Pokemon does not want to trade him. I mean, T.Y. Hilton's the only receiver on that team who's above like a 70. So, 24-20, the Panthers beat the Sentinels. Carolina's now 1-1. Carolina started slow last year, remember. Both Tua and Baker were pretty solid. Odell Beckham with over 100 yards. Who had the other scores? 2 from Mike Gesicki. Gesicki played well in week 1, didn't he? I think he did. Should look at a free agent pool. I was going to do that earlier. I'll do that. I'll do that tonight. And I noticed like some teams did their cuts correctly and they still had players cut, like Dallas. So Jarvis Landry will not be in waivers. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but if I didn't, there you go. New England loses to the Bulldogs 20-14 in overtime, despite a solid game from the rookie Kenneth Hawthorne. 2 scores for Deshaun Watson. How many QBs does New England have on their roster? They have 6. They started the preseason with 8. And they still have 6. Ezekiel Elliott was fine. Wide receiving core would be way better. Liver controls for Texans had to be so annoying. Why the Texans? Oh, because of T. Higgins? Or Brian Edwards? Okay, yeah, that would be Naruto. Raiders lose to the Steelers. Oh, okay. 35-21. Mookie Gray with 4 touchdowns. Oh, my. Colbert played well, too. So, Zachy Colbert was not a one-year fluke. Free Eddie Small, by the way. Get him where he can start, please. Gave T like 15 mil. Why'd you give him 15 mil? For your sake, it's probably good he didn't sign. Evans, Ayuk, Chance, and Gary all find the end zone, along with Malachi Arnold and Nick Chubb. Rams lose to the Caps. 38 points put up by Columbus. And they start the year 2-0. They put them all up in the first 3 quarters, too. Wow. Whoa! Keith Priolio threw 4 touchdowns in the loss. Interesting. Wentz played pretty well, too. He threw 2 touchdowns. Wish you had stuff to give Lucario for Eddie Small. And then you'd have 3 good quarterbacks on your team. Todd Gurley scores twice. 1 for Tremblay. It's still no fumbles. Devin Singletary fumbled it twice, though. 3 scores for Rigoberto Ramirez! You love to see that. Todd Gurley also had 3 touchdowns. Why would you pass on the Canadian, though, Boomy? I was fully expecting you to pick him. I mean, he's the Canadian sensation. I'll join my brothers of a 1-1 range. Well, we'll see. Baltimore's 1. Yep, you guys are both 1-1. There you go. 31-28. Ravens defeat the Colts. Goff had the highest pass rating, and he threw 1 pass. Mahomes, 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions in his first start. Aaron Rodgers was up and down. Can NFL give 2K the license already? Saquon with a nice game. Arnold with a touchdown. Clinch for the Fantasy Basketball League playoffs. Wow. Nice. Devin Duvernay with a strong performance. So what, are you changing it back to Goof? Jamal Murray was cut today. Yeah, I don't blame you. Hopefully he'll be back strong next year. Never call Jelani Tavai Jelani Salami again. That's a good nickname, though. I would call him that if I liked him. 17-14, New Orleans is 2-0. How about that? Russell Wilson threw 4 interceptions. Maybe Naruto should not want to sign Wilson long term. Yeah, they are missing Gobert. I did not think I was going to say that. Le'Veon Bell with a nice game. He played well in week 1, too, I think. Brian Edwards, the $100 million man, came back down to earth. T. Higgins, the other $100 million man, had 7 yards. Give the license to literally anybody but EA. You're not wrong there, Chief. A lot of interceptions in the Ravens-Colts game. Yeah, what was there, 5? The Snowhawks beat the Steamers 28-27. So, Nick, this means you're the only team in the division who hasn't won, right? I mean, that was already the case with the Lions and Packers winning. Kyler and Daniel Jones both played well. Give a license. Yes, give a license to San Diego Studios. San Diego Studios, in my opinion, is better than 2K and EA. I understand MLB The Show didn't make a ton of... Well, people think that MLB The Show didn't make a ton of changes, but I don't think that's really fair to say. I mean, they added Stadium Creator. They made the sim engine a lot smarter, which I personally appreciate. So I think MLB The Show actually did a really good job of improving the franchise mode, even though people don't want to agree. I mean, I understand that franchise modes are not as popular as the other modes, and they don't get as much attention, but when a game does something good, I'll give them credit. Bengals lose to the Cougars. Wrong game. So Chicago is 2-0. Seems like they're back in business. The Bengals still kind of suck. Daniel Romer III with a nice game. Lamar Jackson was okay. He wasn't bad. Oh my God, smarter sim engine. MLB The Show needed it. MLB The Show 20 makes trades just to make trades. The amount of times I've seen A potential prospects be traded away for nobodies is annoying. Just the Steamers playing week 2. Yeah, the Steamers lost to the Snowhawks. So you guys are now 1-1. Who made Out of the Park Baseball? I have no clue. I don't know how smart Out of the Park Baseball sim engine is, but if it's smarter than EA, give them the license. The Bills lose to the Chiefs. Kansas City is 2-0. Who saw that coming at the beginning of the year? Scooty Hunt Jr. with 2 touchdowns. Matthew Stafford was, So the Kansas City Chiefs own first place, because I think the other 3 teams are 1-1. Did the Chargers win in week 1? I know they lost this week. The Raiders are 1-1. We're 1-1. Chargers might be 0-2. Kyle Duggar, the $15 million man with the interception. Is that everybody? I believe that is everybody. All right, week 2 in the books. On to week 3. Siri, give me a number between 1 and 2. Siri is selected 2. I have no clue who the home team is. I think it's Memphis. So, Pepper Jack, I'm pretty sure you're still here, I'd imagine. If you are, you can pick your jerseys unless they are not too. Okay, they are home. Yeah, so Pepper Jack, you can pick your jerseys if you have a preference. The Chargers are 0-2, okay. Heart of the Park Baseball is easily the best franchise mode and has a great depth system. I've never played, but I've seen good things. I've heard good things. You don't know the options? Yeah, unfortunately, Madden, there aren't a ton of options for relocation teams. It's pretty much, do you want to wear the black jerseys or do you want to wear the white jerseys? That's literally the only difference. Do the trade. Oh, yes, thank you. Yes, I was going to forget. Thank you for reminding me, good sir. You were once traded for Mike Trout and rode to the show. Wow. Must have been pretty valuable. All right, we got Phil Riddle, Robbie Anderson, and McTevin Agam. I think that's how you say his name. I'm not entirely sure. Two of the Columbus Caps for a fifth, a future 4, and Joel Bitonio. All right, the trade is good. Here, let me save it real quick. Start Herbert? Okay, I can do that. Or let the Chargers pick? Oh, wait, the Chargers don't get to be the user. That's part of a prop bet. Siri chose the Steamers, so we're using the Steamers. So, I know Pro did have a request because of Nick's prop bet. I didn't even realize that. That was, yeah, that's actually kind of interesting that the game did not pick the Chargers. Check your overalls, I beg. No, because we're about to start week 3. What's good, Pokemon? Welcome. Your team won in week 2. Sam Darnold played really well. Wait, no, I don't want to use it for Colts. I want to use it for the Steamers. Although I wouldn't be opposed to watching this game. We want the Steamers. What? Hold on. Okay, there we go. Check Ravens. Fine, if you guys want to see overalls, I'll check them at the end of the stream, but I'm not going to do it now. Alright, we'll just go for regular home jerseys, I guess. For the Superstar and Superstar X Factors, we got George Kittle, Fletcher Cox, Khalil Mack, Josh Allen, Alan Bluffington, and Harrison Smith. Superstars, Deron Payne, Lane Johnson, Dawson Nance, I forgot about that. Mekhi Becton, and quarterback Isaiah Thomas. Alrighty, as the game loads, I'm gonna fill up my drink real quick. I will be back in just a second. And yes, Darnold threw for like 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. And now we are officially ready to go. Chargers and Steamers. How's everyone's day? My day is pretty good. You need to do a cut. Did you put something in the server? I can do that after this game. I mean, it doesn't matter if I do it now or before I sim. The 76 overall Packers have a better record than the 89 overall Thunderbirds. Yep. So here's the Chargers led by Isaiah Thomas. The Chargers are 0-2, but not to the fault of IT, who's had a pretty nice year. He's averaging a lot of yards per game. He has 4 touchdowns, only 1 interception. They are going to start with a run, I believe, to Cam Akers probably. That's a good start. Oh, it's Benny Snell. Oh, okay. How is it not my game and Siri is screwing you over? What? So Madden is absolutely stupid. We've known Madden's been absolutely stupid. Harrison Smith is the hardest hitting white guy. I mean, you're probably not wrong. I mean, he's not as cheesy as he was in Madden 20. In Madden 20, he was an absolute glitch. He had like 5 fumble forces a game. I feel like it's a good thing that him and Bobby Wagner were nerfed. But it was fun having those guys last year. Because they could take over a game at literally any moment. And we just haven't really had that in Madden 21 without any of them. For good and bad. Siri picked the Steamers, which means you can't get the AG changers. And Pro specifically requested, for the purpose of a prop bet, that he wore his Navy color rushes. When he DM'd me that, I really didn't understand why. All I said was thanks for choosing the Chargers' best jersey combo, because I really like it. And then he mentioned it had to do with a prop bet. I was so confused for a second, because I didn't even realize. But, yeah. B-Wag still had like 7 fumble forces last year. Yeah, but most of them weren't in watch. He might have had 1 or 2 in watch. But there were some games last year where like him and Harrison Smith had like 3 or 4 fumble forces a game. Chargers are moving the ball nicely. Second and 10, Isaiah Thomas under pressure. EA pocket awareness. It's Quan Blade, who has 2 sacks in the first drive of the game. The second-round rookie. I think he was a second-rounder. If not, then I'm horribly wrong. And now it's 3rd and 24. Sloan fumble force was on Jax's trash running back. Well, it wasn't on Tremblay. I feel like we would have known that, so I guess it probably would have been on James Conner. Hated him for the sole purpose every time you ran with Kyler, he would always get popped by Harrison. Nice kick by... Who's their kicker? I know they made a trade. Is it Joey Slye now? They have Joey Slye now, yeah. Because he was traded for Boswell, and Boswell was immediately traded because the Caps got Enzo. It was on Tremblay? I thought we didn't see Tremblay fumble it at all last year. Oof. So here's the Steamers offense led by Daniel Jones, who's been really good through 2 games so far this year. He won NFC Offensive Player of the Week in Week 1. Week 2, he didn't do too much worse. I love how Daniel Jones in this league is better than, like, guys like Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson. I don't know how that happened. Tremblay didn't fumble in December, he fumbled in that game? Okay. The generational QB went from 7 to me after trading up from pick 10. Nice. So your running back room has been decent so far. Todd Gurley's been cooking. He had 3 touchdowns last week. Oh, that's Cobra. I thought that was Jax who said that. But, yeah. I mean, you certainly have depth in your running back room with Rojo, Drake, and Connor. B-Wags assaulted Tremblay on the play. Now that you guys are saying it, I kind of remember it now. 3rd and 7, incomplete. Good stop for the Charger defense.
Intended for Jalen Rager, incomplete. J.K. Scott in punt formation.
Not quite a water punt. It goes into the end zone
The Chargers take over first
for a touchback.
at their own 20-yard line.
My wide receiver core is good. So is Boomy's. You're not catching me there, Boomy. I know what you did. Play the Packers and Cardinals in weeks 4 and 5. 0-5 start is inevitable.
It's a pickup of 3.
Yeah, I'd say 1 and 4. You guys aren't losing to Orlando. Imagine if you guys win like 5 games though this year. That'd be sad. That'd be a little bit funny, but it would be sad. That just should not happen.
The pass complete to number 13. It's a gain of 2 yards.
You're for sure losing to Orlando. DeAndre Swift's going to run for 250. Might trade one of them? You probably should. I mean, you don't need all 3 of those running backs.
To number 13.
Steamer's going to stop. Good start for both defenses. The first game, in the first half, it was all about offense. In the second half, it was all about defense. Today, so far, it's the opposite.
They'll take over. First down and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Memphis is back. They're great on their first drive. I wonder how Jalen Reagor is going to do as a running back. I'm really curious about that. Whenever we watched Memphis in the past, they didn't run the ball well with Clyde Edwards-Helaire as their starter. But now that they have Reagor, who's like an 88 overall running back, I don't know what to expect. Back to Reagor. He gets a nice gain of about 9. Okay. I thought Nick signed Tariq Cohen just to put him out on the block. Just put him on the block 3 yards later. Yeah, might as well get that 3 draft pick. 400 comments. We got to get to. I don't know. I was gonna say something 69 related, but I don't know how that would work. 690. We got to get to 690 for the memes. Probably the final play of the quarter. 2nd and 6. Short throw for Reagor. He does not quite get the first. Pretty uneventful first quarter. Pretty quick first quarter, too. Chargers on top, 3-0. You've not got a single offer. I will trade. I'll trade my 5 for him. I don't need him, so I'm not going to do more. But I'll do my 5. If I still have my 5, I think I do. 3rd and 1, a sack for Mario Edwards. No, that's definitely not Mario Edwards, because he's not wearing 27. Is that Mike Edwards? I guess? It's probably Mike Edwards. I forgot Mike Edwards was a person. Is he still in the Bucs? I have no clue. I would think he would be. Another one in the end zone for just kidding J.K. Scott. If his initials are not just kidding, I'm going to be salty. Say cut him, but no, Cohen was a waiver, so he was just, he was signed for his asking price, which wasn't that much. Khalil Mack with the sack. He has 3 on the year. 1K comment milestone. I mean, we're not going to hit 1K unless we just spam for the next half hour. You guys are just going to start spamming out of control, aren't you? I mean, I won't not allow it. I mean, if you want to. If you continue to get no offers for him, we'll do it. See, Nick signed him off waivers to get a 3rd round pick. Cohen is too good to cut. You're not wrong. But nobody thought he was good enough to sign right away. Because everybody overthinked it. They thought people would go after him and he wasn't worth it. Guess what, Chief? What? Chicken butt. We have had a lot of sacks today. There's Fletcher Cox bringing down the quarterback. Last stream I was talking about how we barely had any sacks. And now we're having plenty today. At least early in last stream. It got better throughout. But early in the stream there were barely any sacks. People just let Cohen and LeBlanc fell to my lap. And I was like, okay. Jelani Salami, I am about to time you out, sir. That is a clever name, I'm not going to lie. But we do not like Jelani Salami Tavai in here. Jelani Tavai slander is always welcome. 3rd and 16. Nice catch. I don't know who that is, but he caught it. That would be Brenner. I have no clue who that guy is, but nice catch. Jelani Salami. I'll time you out, too. I'll time you both out. Just spam your mod and YouTube Sack Rides mods. Well, I could still time him out, I think. No, I cannot. Oh, because I'm on my main account. Okay, hold on. Hold on, let me go to the OFL account. Then I'm probably going to be able to do it. Like, I would imagine I'd be able to time out anybody. Even if he's a mod. Yeah, I can. Time to time him out.
Jones pass complete to number 16. 1 yard gain.
2nd and 9 from the 32. Danny Dimes, nice throw. Okay, to the 17. He said, please, no. Don't time me out. You sure about that, Chief? This is like the first good Steamers drive of the game. They have it really close now to 3. Jelani Salami. That's it. Time to do it. No, I'm just kidding. At least for now. Maybe I won't be kidding later. 1st and goal. Play action. That was dangerous. Harrison Smith should have picked that off. The Steamers are lucky. 2nd and goal. Rager. I think he's in. No, he's not. I thought he was. 3rd and goal. They're like probably about 6 or 7 inches away. I don't know. That's just a guess. But they are really... They should just QB sneak it. Let Daniel Jones take it in himself. Or that works too. A touchdown for... I don't know who 37 is. Bradley. I still don't know who that is, but nice score. Alright, so Memphis is on the board. It's now 7-3. If you comment Jelani Salami, you can time me out for 30 seconds. Well. Wait, why wouldn't it let me time him out? Oh, there we go. Never mind. Did it work? There we go. Yeah. I don't think I can untime him out, so instead of 30 seconds, it'll be 300. This is not next gen, no, because offline franchises can't carry over from current gen to next gen, so this is still current gen. Third and 20. Memphis with a nice stop. Ooh, we got ourselves a water punt. Do we have ourselves a water punt? Yeah, that counts. It's a half a water punt, but it's still a water punt. Down to the 10. Maybe IT trade wasn't a fluke. I mean, IT's been good this year. It's just that his team hasn't. And the Chiefs have been, which is a little bit of a surprise. I mean, Isaiah Thomas hasn't been great in this game, but in general, and so far this season, I'd say he's been fine. It looks like the Steelers are just going to 2 clock. I mean, they have it at, like, the 16. I don't blame them. Or not. Maybe.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Final play of the first half is a short run for Rager. Rager wasn't too bad in that first half, I'm not going to lie. Low score so far, 7-3 in favor of the Steamers. That never gets old. That never gets old. We do not want to see the halftime. There we go. And ba-boom. Who starts with the ball? The Steamers do. Ooh, okay. They can do some damage. Nick, imagine not having a burner account. Rule number 1 of being on the internet. Make a goddamn burner account. Be like Kevin Durant. And make the burner. You know you want to. Will either of these teams break away, or will both offenses continue to be stagnant? Neither offense was very good in the first half, to put it nicely. It seems like the Steamers are coming out with a little bit of a vengeance. Here's a nice throw for Danny Dimes. First down now from the 42. DJ has all day to throw it. You have all day and you did not complete a pass. Time you, Jelani Salami. No. I timed him out because I was forced to say it. I'm not saying it again. I've learned my lesson. From the 42, Daniel Jones is sacked by Raekwon McMillan. And now it is 3rd and 20. The Steelers are having a nice thing going on this drive too, and now it's probably not going to happen. Jones going deep, it's caught! Okay, Memphis. I don't know who that was, but okay. A 52-yard bomb for Anthony Miller. Why do you disrespect the dude with the hair? That's a good question. I mean, Jelani Tabai does have nice hair. I will give him credit. As a long hair enthusiast myself. Call him Danny Dimes. Call him Danny Darts because he's launching them all over the field. Memphis is now in the driver's seat. If the Chargers don't score here, I think they're in trouble. If they do score here, I think they could make it a game. Don't score here, they are in trouble. 0-3 start possibly for LA. That'd be something. Hand off for Snell. He does not get much. Like to slide your hands across the keyboard. Who doesn't? Who doesn't like this typing sound? I don't think... who does not like that sound? If you do not like that sound, you're wild. Hands on a keyboard and the typing sound is the most beautiful thing in the world. I look like Sunshine from Remember the Titans. Well, I don't know who he looks like, but I'm going to take your word for it. Pretty much anyone who's nicknamed Sunshine probably looks like me. So when I said you could time me out, I did not mean for... I tried to untime you out and it did not work. There was not an option for me to do that. So I did not on purposely do it for 5 minutes. But That's YouTube's only option. I have to do it for 300 seconds, which is 5 minutes, and I cannot make it any shorter. So that was never my intention, but you can blame YouTube for that.
Tackle made at his 48-yard line. A 4-yard pickup on the play. First down, Chargers.
From the 48, IT has all day to throw it, and it's caught for almost a first down.
Complete to Benny Snell. Out of bounds at the 43-yard line. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
2nd and 1. Okay, Kittle. I don't think he's done anything today.
The pass complete to
I've heard of Remember the Titans. I've just never seen it or know anything about it. I know it exists. I'm not that dumb. But yeah, I've never seen it. I'm not very cultured when it comes to movies. I'll give you a 5th and a 6 for Khalil Mack.
Benny Snell, the ball carrier.
And I'll throw in Josh Allen too.
4-yard line. A 3-yard pickup.
See, Nick, you need a dang burner.
7. The pass complete to number 13. A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's
Why are we seeing a replay for like a 3-yard game? I don't care about 3 yards. 3rd and 5. The Chargers are in field goal range, so they should score. That was dangerous. That was really dangerous.
Rosa on for the field goal. A 39-yard attempt.
But here is the field goal unit. Joey Sly drills it, and it is now technically a 1-score game.
Makes the score Steamers.
It's not the first team with a black football player in Virginia. But where does Sunshine come into the equation? Because apparently I look like him.
His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here returns the Steamers. Their last drive was pretty good. Ending up with a long touchdown for Anthony Miller. He's a quarterback with long blonde hair. If only I was a quarterback.
The ball carried by number
I mean, I have an arm. Not really.
brought down at the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up
I guess a better arm than the average human. He was this kid from Cali with long blonde hair. I have to be from California, and I have to be a quarterback, and I have to grow like 6 inches taller so I can be an NFL prospect. Daniel Jones just said, screw it, I'm going to heave it up there and hope I get lucky, and he did not get lucky. Although I applaud the effort.
Harrison Smith.
Not trading Mac, not even for a couple day 3 picks. 3rd and 4 now for Memphis. Danny Dimes with a strike for a first down, okay. Look at the Steamers go. I did not expect the Chargers to start 0-3. It's not Isaiah Thomas's fault. He hasn't been bad. He hasn't been all that good today. But, I mean, the Chargers started kind of slow last year. They played better as the year went on. Jones is sacked by Levi Wallace. I say Octi has Trevor Lawrence tendencies. Well, I'll take that as a compliment, I guess. Second and 16, okay. Rager makes up the yards from the sack, and it's now 3rd and 9. This will probably be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Nope, the last one was. So on to the 4th. Chargers add another field goal. Steamers add another touchdown. And Memphis has the ball, but it is 3rd down and somewhat long. Here's Danny Derps. Under pressure, he is sacked again. Cox with his 2nd, he's in the zone. Oh boy. Chargers as a team have 5.
It's 4th down.
And Memphis has 4. I think that's it, they had 4.
The Chargers take
Not as great of punting as we had on display in the first game of the day. unfortunately. Chargers back with it, okay. Gain of 9.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard at the 29-yard line.
The Chargers only ran short passes. The Chargers have one of like the more aggressive passing playbooks in this game, but whenever we see that, they're not aggressive. Whenever we watch them. I feel like for the purpose of watch games, this is a bad landing spot for Isaiah Thomas, but I feel like in the sim, this is a good spot. Chargers playbook quarterbacks, I guess, do well in the sim, but don't do well in watch games. I don't know. Or just throw checkdowns and watch. And right as I say that, he launches a beautiful 20-yard pass down the field. What's good, RIP? Welcome. Can someone in chat tell you if you won? You lost. You guys lost to the Titans by, like, I think 11. So now you guys are 1-1. I think everyone in that division's 1-1. But yeah, there are a lot of 1-1 teams. There aren't many undefeated squads left. There is Lowe now with the sack. How many undefeated teams are there? I don't know. There aren't many. The Caps are. The Saints are. Jeez, there are really not a lot. Dude just said Mac wasn't being traded. Of course he didn't. But that 5th and 6 is kind of tempting, wink wink. Kittle does not get it. Wow. Dallas is 2-0. There's another team. The Cougars are also 2-0. That's 4. There's got to be at least like 7 or 8, right? Don't worry, we're in PMO with 2. Oh, he just put Khalil Mack on a... Wait, what? He just put Khalil Mack on a block? That's kind of funny. Oh, what a punt! Down to the 2! We've had 5 water punts in this stream. Holy smokes. He did just put Khalil Mack on the block. There's a part of me that really wants to trade for Mack, but like I just don't need him. But that would be interesting. Nick, you better actually offer a 5th and a 6 from the memes. Bradley has 2 carries and 1 yard, but he also has a touchdown.
No gain on the play. Second and 10 at the 2-yard line.
No, I did not. Lies? Lies that you won't trade him, or lies that you didn't put him on the block? Because it looks like he's on the block. Unless that was for memes. Which, in that case, I like memes. The Steamers are kind of out of safety zone. Now they're really chewing clock at this point in the game. Rager's been solid. He's not on the block or being... Well, then why'd you just put him on the block? Oh. Cobra really just did that. Cobra, I'm impressed. Yeah, Cobra took your profile picture and took your name. Yeah, you did not put Khalil. Okay, my bad, Pepperjack. That was not you. Cobra's just being a troll again. He got us all, though. He got us good. He got us real good. I was not expecting that. If a Chargers score a touchdown and get a 2-point conversion, the game's tied. The problem is their offense has been bad today. Yeah, don't worry. We figured it out, Pepperjack. It wasn't you. It was Cobra being goofy. You hate Cobra something. Cobra's a good troll. I gotta give him credit, though. He said take him off now. Damn. Pain. All we know is pain. Pain, then I'm not getting Khalil Mack. I mean, if I offered Myles Garrett, Pepperjack would probably take that. Rare Cobra W. That was a massive Cobra W. that was good. 2 minutes to go from the 37. IT with an overthrow. Isaiah Thomas is not taking a lot of shots downfield. We need to see him show off that arm talent. Maybe Garrett. Yeah, I would need Khalil Mack and Josh Allen. Khalil Mack and Josh Allen for Myles Garrett and Shaq Barrett. Would I do that? No, I wouldn't. I can't lose Garrett and Barrett, the dynamic duo. He did DMF. Pepperjack offering a 5th and a 6. Ooh, 4th and 3. They got it. Is that Hakeem Butler who just saved the game for the Chargers? The GOAT. No, that was Flynn. Oh, well, now I'm sad. I thought that was Hakeem Butler. Crud. You'll take the message down to avoid confusion. What? Yeah, it's fine. We all know Luton Cobra was successful in our hearts. Second and 8, a beautiful deep ball. Okay, Isaiah. Inside of the 40. Back to LaMichael Flynn, the second round pick? Or no, he was their first round pick. Yeah, Flynn was a first rounder. Yeah, you can take the message down, it's fine. Cobra name changes, strike again. I was so confused for a second why Pepperjack was saying no, and then I saw mixed emotions Falcons fan. that helped figure it out. Isaiah with a beautiful throw, touchdown Chargers, they can tie it. LaMichael Flynn, who I don't think did anything before this drive, but he had a few big plays. Can LA tie it on this play, fellas? Will they do it? The 2-point try. They're going to try to run it. He is in. Ooh, 14 apiece. The Chargers finally scored their first touchdown of the game. Steamers, all they need is a field goal, though. They have a minute and all 3 timeouts. No, Diablos will win. I hope you're right, but I don't know if he will be. Can Memphis drive down the field and score before the end of regulation? Or will we be headed to overtime? I did not think the Chargers were going to score a touchdown and get a 2-point conversion on that drive, considering what the Chargers had shown as the game went on earlier. Memphis is starting to use their timeouts. They are down to 2 in about 30 seconds, but they are only probably around 15 yards away from field goal range. Another short throw. He stays in bounds, and the Steamers are forced to call timeout number 2. Down to only 23 seconds. A sack here would be gigantic, and they get it. I think that's Solomon Thomas. And Memphis just does not call their timeout. So we are headed to overtime. Could we have the first tie of the season? Overtimes are only 5.5 minutes here. They're not very long. Who starts the ball? The Chargers do. It landed on heads. The Chargers picked heads and it worked? That's rare. Not good team is me, Sadness, and I'm an 80. So I'd say your team is pretty good. This is not the first time in OFL history in a watch game. We've had some in the past. I don't think we have an OFL 21, but I know we had some in 20 and 19, I think. I remember one game in particular. I know RMP's had a couple ties. I remember there was a weird game last year where the Chiefs played like the Texans, and it was a tie. I think like late in OFL 19, it might have been like the Panthers and the Packers or something. I don't exactly remember. But we've watched ties in the past, but I don't think we have an OFL 21. You will join the Madden No Like Club. And last year you were Madden's favorite. And the year before. And now you're not. No tie has ever happened in OFL 21. Yeah, I know one of the patches early in the Madden season was like getting rid of a lot of ties because there were like too many ties in Sim. Now there's like none, which is still kind of unrealistic. There's usually like one tie per year. In Madden Sim there was like 4 or 5. IT launches a prayer. It's caught, and that's a ball game. Oh my goodness! LaMichael Flynn just lost a defender and dragged him into the end zone. And the Chargers, who did not score a touchdown until the final minute, drove down the field and scored, got a 2-point conversion, started the ball in overtime, and did that. Wow. What a throw, and more impressively, what a play by the receiver, LaMichael Flynn. Mossing a defender, dragging like 3 of them for a good 5 yards, and 4:20 left in overtime. Wait, what? Hold on. Oh, heck yeah, there's 4:20 left. 4:20 blaze it. Wow. What an ending. Holy smokes. Well, that was something. I'm happy it ended at 4:20. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see the numbers. Isaiah Thomas started off kind of slow. I feel like his numbers are better than how he actually performed, just because he threw so many short passes. Daniel Jones still has not thrown a pick this year. He wasn't great, but he wasn't bad either. All right, time to lose. Jalen Reagor was solid. Tajik! Wait, I said I didn't know who Bradley was, and it was Tajik. I feel so bad now. Tajik scored, and I didn't know it was him. I'm ashamed of myself. Elmer's had 8 catches for 64 yards. LaMichael Flynn, the rookie out of Alabama, who I don't think caught a pass until that final drive, finished the game with 5 catches for 114 yards and 2 touchdowns. Wow. Anthony Miller also had a launch score. Lane Johnson with 3 pancakes. I like pancakes. 2 sacks for Matt, Cox, and Blade. 1 for Wallace, Thomas, Edwards, McMillan, and Lowe. And I don't think there were any turnovers. Hockey does not know Tajik. Boom. Boo this man. Let's see Scoot. If the Chiefs have an interesting game, I'll put them on the poll. Because now it seems like the Chiefs are actually not that bad. And now they're kind of interesting. So if they have a good game, and I mean, they have 3 interesting teams in their division, so they're going to have at least 6. They'll definitely see the poll soon. And the first time the Chiefs play the Chargers, I don't even know if I want to vote for that week. I might just have to pick that game for the storylines. All right, I don't think there's anything I have to do beforehand. No, we can sim. Time for us to sim. Do we want Nick to see his result right away? You know what? Yes, we'll let him see the 0-3 right away. Oh my gosh, I actually lost. How do you lose to the Sentinels? Jesus. What happened in Toronto? Yikes. Oh my, the Cougars scored 52. What did DR3 do? Okay, 3 touchdowns. Mookie Gray, after throwing 4 last week, completely went back down to earth. Oh, that's what happened. 20 carries, 202 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Joe Mixon, along with 16 carries for 86 and a touchdown for Carrion. So they ran for 308 yards. Good Lord. Run the ball, kids. Malachi Arnold had a nice game. Gary with another touchdown. Thank you, Nick, for making my life easy. I mean, it said the Lions were 2-1, the other teams are 1-2. I mean, the Thunderbirds could come back. It's just odd that they're starting off so poorly. The Texans are 0-3. They get killed by the Jags. Is Russell Wilson just that bad? I guess he wasn't as bad. Joe Burrow was adequate. Alexander Madison, though, 154 and a touchdown. Seems like the Texans are really missing Aaron Jones. And, to an extent, Zach Yankovic, too. Yet you're going to rush for like 35 in this game. That'd be funny. Chase Young with 3 sacks. Okay. 24-10. Ugh. Ouch. 125 rushing yards. Okay, how did they lose then? 2 threw 3 touchdowns. Okay, that's how. Tua got sacked 4 times, though. Mahomes was pretty average. He wasn't bad. The run game... Why? Oh, Aaron Jones had only 3 carries. Oh, I would take a wild guess and say he's probably injured. I mean, Kareem Hunt's a pretty good backup, but... Is that your gerbil or bird saying hi? Yeah, those are the pigs. They're probably hungry. The guinea pigs. They need their dinner. Probably when I'm done streaming, I'll feed them. Madden loves smacking people choke. What? I'm confusion. 2 sacks for Trey Flowers. So Trey Flowers did something. There you go. 35-38, a high score in Tampa Bay, but the Bucs beat the Titans. Madden doesn't like... We haven't even seen how he's done this week. Teddy Bridgewater had back-to-back incredible performances. Jordan Love, nice completion percentage. He was outstanding as well. Show them to us one time. Oh, I've showed them plenty of times. Or at least the previous ones, who are now dead. But the new ones as well. Who is Carl Tucker and why is he so good? I understand Terry McLaurin and Cooper Kupp had nice games, but who is this Carl Tucker guy? He's been good in all 3 games. I had no clue who he was until the first game of the year. Kenneth Murray with 1.5 sacks, along with Gilbert Knight. And no interceptions because neither defense tried. So you outgained them in the pass and the run, yet it's them who scored 24. Yeah, I guess. Ooh, Baltimore beats the Bengals. Okay, 33-31. Ravens go 2-0 today. Including a nice performance from Justin Herbert. Lamar Jackson, 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. No, that's me in the basement saying help. Arnold with another touchdown. There's a gator in the basement. We'll eat it. Oh my, Jay Knowles. Wow, okay. Who is Jay Knowles and why did he get 154 yards and 3 touchdowns? DJ Chark with 146. Hopkins with a big game. Big game. Colts go. Well, one of our teams is going 0-2 today. Sharif Odom allowed 3 sacks. Who got all the plays? 1.5 of a rookie, Marcus Mayonnaise. Interceptions from Kenzie Alexander and Enrique Anderson. Buffalo gets their first one of the year. New England is 0-3. So it appears that the Patriots are not back. And they still suck. Kenneth Hawthorne was not great. Stafford was pretty good. It's a power of the slot receivers. I mean, that guy was like 5'8", so probably. I don't think he's on the outside at 5'8". Mari Cooper of the nice. Who is Christian Blake? I'm sorry, you have a team with Henry Ruggs, Rob Gronkowski, and DJ Moore, and your leading receiver is Christian Blake. I mean, no disrespect to Christian. I've never heard of this man in my life. And they have Curtis Samuel too. How could I forget? Christian Blake had more yards than Henry Ruggs, Rob Gronkowski, DJ Moore, and Curtis Samuel. He's probably their slot receiver, that Christian Blake guy. Starting to regret trading your first... I mean, we're only 3 games into the year. I wouldn't overreact yet. Oh my! The Dolphins got absolutely killed. So, the Dolphins just suck at sim and are good and watched. Oh, Riley Painter got hurt again, did he? Oh, okay, so it was fun for the Dolphins for about a good hour. And, not anymore. Deshaun Watson had a nice game. Christian Blake was a former Falcon. Okay, yeah, I'd never heard of him. Zeke had a nice game. How did Morales do? 12 carries for 25 yards. So the Dolphins are just only good and watched, huh? Ouch, what a disaster. Well, the Dolphins better hope they have interesting games so they get on the poll. Because it seems like the only way this team will do good is if they're watched. 2 sacks for Cam Jordan and Jimmy McKee, the first-round rookie. Interceptions for Terrell Burgess and Ricardo Allen. Christ. Yeah, indeed. Ooh, Columbus is 3-0. They beat the Eagles 31-6. The Eagles are 0-3. Austin Buckley with a nice amount of yards, plus 100. Carson Wentz with 3 touchdowns. We need to know how much EA hates you tier list updated. I will do that today. Yes. It is time I make a new one. Now that we know how much EA hates Apple, yeah, I'm making a new one. Nice amount of yards for Renfro. Robbie Anderson in his Columbus debut and a touchdown. So it appears that the Caps are back and better than ever. Jose Bonsoir, 4 tackles for loss. It's not his fault the Eagles aren't any good. What if the Eagles get the number 1 pick again and draft someone who's amazing? The Cardinals are 3-0 too. So some teams in the NFC... I'm about to sneeze, hold on. Sorry about that. So some teams in the NFC are back, like the Cardinals and the Caps. Some teams like Toronto suck. Alexei Smirnov is the MVP through 3 weeks, and it's not close. He has been insane. Dak Prescott was quite bad. Someone may have their own goddamn tier. Yeah, you're probably number 1. Although RSV and Husker are close behind. I think it's fair to say the Thunderbirds are probably the best overall roster in the NFC. Maybe second behind us. The Chiefs lose to the Jets. Okay. So the Chiefs' honeymoon is, I don't want to say it's dead because the Chiefs are still outperforming expectations, but they did not keep the win streak going. Scooter Young was not great. Nicholas Davidson was the leading receiver. I don't know who that is. Although Goddard and Galladay were close behind, Tack Shoddy was the leader for the Chiefs. Wow, Kansas City allowed a lot of sacks. Remember when the Chiefs' offensive line was really good? Now Scooter's getting sacked 7 times. So it's not really his fault that he wasn't all that good. 2 for Melvin Kidd, the first-round rookie. 1 for a number of players. Wow, that's a lot. And then interceptions for Jonathan McDowell. Time for you to be 2-1 and me to be 1-2. I don't know. Oh, okay. 24-16, we get the win, 38 rushing yards. Oof. Goof was... Chippendale was alright. He wasn't bad. Josh Jacobs was pretty mediocre. So was Barkley. Why is Bill Browning getting 10 carries? I mean, it's cool to spread the load, but, like... I don't know how I feel about that. Chris Godwin had a nice game. Why did Riley Ridley lead us in yards? Who got hurt? Oh, dear. Kirk had 2 for 11. Juju had 1 for 9. Great. Two sacks for Myles Garrett, though. That's cool. I think it's fair to say the only person EA likes is Octi. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. Dallas' win streak comes to a close, but the Saints are 3-0, including a safety in the first quarter. After the first quarter, it was 2-0. Jimmy Garoppolo appears to be the real deal. Nate Woodard versus Matt Woodard, even though Nate didn't play. And Matt was pretty bad. Who is Wolf? Jawan Wolf, the rookie out of Utah, with a touchdown. Mekhi Grimbley, he's been good so far for the Saints, who have been a pleasant surprise. Yeah, but does anyone genuinely like me other... does anyone like EA other than me? I was about to say, does anybody like me other than EA? Jeez. But am I the only person that EA likes? Jalen Ramsey with 2 picks, by the way. Is that it? Who did we start with? We started with the Steamers. Okay. Did we see Detroit's? We did not. They beat the Raiders 24-21. Maybe Jax? Yeah, maybe Jax. Colbert with another good game, though. Despite the loss, C. Bush with a nice amount of yards. 2 touchdowns for Mark Blaylock. Allen Robinson with a big game. Where's Aaron Nash been? He was really good last year. Now he's not. We need our... I usually do upgrades around the middle of the year. Derek Barnett and Sam Stevenson with 2 sacks. Keenan Ankel, the 80 overall rookie with one. Maybe, yeah, I guess Lucario, because they made his 60 overall player into someone who's good. Nice win from Panthers, 42-28. Baker Mayfield was good. Sam Darnold was okay. He wasn't bad. But he did throw 2 picks. Dalvin Cook with a score. Who is this Kasim Lamb guy? He was an undrafted rookie. Quinn Waters with a touchdown. The Packers literally have a bunch of nobodies at receiver, and they're all putting up good numbers. And T.Y. did not catch a pass. Yet all these scrubs are. Yeah, I'll check overalls at the end of the stream. Because that only takes like a minute. Rogerio Christmas, a first rounder with an interception. Alright, I think we haven't seen the Rams yet. They beat the Seahawks 23-20. Okay, LA. Keith Priolio, not as good of a game, but this time he won. Kyler was okay. Miles Sanders and David Montgomery both scored. Nice performance for Laviska Shenault. Another good game for Rigoberto Ramirez. Yes, I'll show injuries as well. Injuries, standings, players of the week's, next week's schedule, and ratings. I will show all of that. Is that it? Yep, that is it. All right, 3 weeks are in the books. Who are all the 0-3 teams and who are all the 3-0 teams? The 3-0 teams are the Caps, Cougars, Cardinals, and Saints, and that's it. 0-3 is New England, Toronto, Philadelphia, and the Texans. AFC North looks like it'll leave the Cougars and Ravens at the top. In the South, the Jaguars are currently in first place. In the East, the Jets are 2-1. Looks like the AFC East is going to suck again. Chiefs and Diablos leave the West. In the North, the Lions are in first place. In the South, the Saints are 3-0. It looks like the NFC South is going to be really good again. NFC East, Columbus is in first place. It looks like the Cowboys and Bulldogs will give them more competition. In the West, the Cardinals are 3-0, and it looks like this division is going to be really good again. And that's it. What Nick said and what Jack said, and what Octu said he would do. Weekly awards for Week 1. I know I didn't show them, but here are the numbers, if anyone cares. Week 2, Kyler Murray, Teddy Bridgewater, Bobby Wagner, and Shaq Barrett. In the Week 3, Jordan Love, Teddy Bridgewater went both weeks. Jalen Ramsey and Byron Murphy. All right. Injuries. What happened to Riley Painter? Because he missed like half the game. James Washington is out for 4 weeks. That's significant. Joe Tooney out for 5. I don't think that's new. That's why Cam Akers didn't play, is a broken foot. Riley Painter has suffered a knee cartilage tear and he's out 5 weeks. What is his injury rating? Because he got hurt last year. It's an 86. Okay, that's a little bit low. Still surprising. Did you win? Yes, you did. So you guys went 2-0 today. Oh, yeah, Aaron Jones is fine. I didn't even notice that. You're right. Jonathan Taylor's out 7 weeks. Brandon Graham is out for 5. Stephon Gilmore tore his Achilles. Okay, then. And T.Y. Hilton's out. Yikes. That is bad news for the Green Bay Packers. Okay, then. Okay. That's pretty rough. Adam Thielen, partial MCL tear. Brandon Cooks, torn labrum. I don't think that's new. Was Gus the Bus hurt? I think he was, yeah. All right, that's it. You have a black screen. Is it black for everyone? More importantly for Miami, Bredesen has a dislocated elbow. That's the only significant injury there. All right, let's check the ratings. I know I'm going into the retirement screen, but this character is not being retired, so don't worry. Nope, wrong button. Put Gilmore on IR? Okay. I don't know if I can do that as the Steamers, but I'll do that after the stream. Alright. Oh! I didn't mean to do that. I pressed the wrong button. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. But I know all that auto-saved. I don't know if a retirement auto-saved. But I know, like, the Simic did. I would think. Did it? If it didn't auto-save, I'm going to be salty. Because everything I do auto-saves. Okay, good. Did Pepper Jack's player... or that's not even Pepper Jack's coach. Did the Seamers coach still retire? No. I'm a genius. I was able to get out of there and not let him retire and still have everything to save. Okay, it's retire and then it's create a new character. Okay, there we go. How did Herbert do? Herbert threw for 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. But yeah, here are the ratings. Don't worry, Pepper Jack, your character did not retire. It wouldn't really matter if he did. But, yeah. The Thunderbirds are the highest rating in the league, and they are 0-3. I wasn't sure if it was them or us, but it's them. No, Gilmore. I don't think players who suffer serious injuries retire in this game. They do in MLB The Show, which again, San Diego Studios is better than EA, but Gilmore won't retire now. How did the Cougars do? The Cougars are the only 3-0 team in the AFC, and they put up 52 on the Texans. All right, week 4. Let's see what's interesting. Bulldogs, Dallas, both of them are 2-1. Lions, Saints. That's interesting. Lions are 2-1. Saints are 3-0. Cougars, Ravens, of course, we know about that. Thunderbirds, Packers, it's not bad. Snowhawks, Niners, maybe. Rams, Cardinals. Ooh, I like that game. Texans, Colts, that's not bad. Chiefs, Diablos, that's a good game. I would like to see either the Rams, Cardinals, or the Ravens, Cougars. Week 5. Colts, Saints is a good game. Chiefs, Raiders, I kind of like. Ravens, Niners isn't bad. Thunderbirds, Cardinals, the rematch of the Hail Mary game. The only problem is one of these teams is not good. Nick, it's EA's relationship with you, so I'm not shocked. In my book, I'm 0-3 because you suck so bad at rebuilding. Or maybe Madden just handed you 2 wins. Bucks, Jags is a good game. Dallas Lions, Caps, Eagles. Yeah, there are definitely some good options. But yeah, that will end the stream. I hope everybody enjoyed. 2 more weeks of OFL action in the books. Next stream will be either tomorrow or Thursday. I want to get the next one in before Friday because once Friday comes, all I'm going to want to do is play MLB The Show. So, I think it'll probably be on Thursday. Most likely. Plan for the stream to be on Thursday. Yeah, I think it'll be on Thursday. I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't know when exactly. Probably earlier than this stream. Probably more like at like 4 or something. I don't know. Did we get 600? Oh, yeah, we did. Yay. But I hope everybody enjoyed. Let's get to 690. All right, you're going to have to do some good spamming within the next minute here. Everybody spam for the next minute before we end it off so we can get to 690. Normally, I don't condone spamming, but here, knock yourselves out. We're at 624. You guys got to hurry up. No Jelani Salami. No. Anything but Jelani Salami. We have to end it off at exactly 690, though, okay? So, once we get close, I'm going to need everybody to stop. And then everyone can put in 1 Jelani Salami. Okay, we've probably almost passed 690 by now. Nick sucks. Haha. Alright, everybody stop. Everybody stop. Everybody stop. So we can get to exactly 690. Everybody stop. Everybody put in one Jelani salami so we could be at exact. Yeah, no, we're gonna go over. We're gonna go over because it's delayed. Once it says 690, I'm gonna end the stream. All right, bye guys.